Hello, kindergarten! Welcome to math. Okay, today we are talking about 3 different words, and they're all very important, so let's write them down. Our first word that we're working on is equal. Then we will work on more. And then we're going to work on fewer. Let's start with equal. Equal means the same. If I have an, look, I have an equal number of fingers on each hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 5, they're equal. Equal means the same. Let me take some cards here. If we look at these 2 cards, are these cards equal? Yes, they are equal. They are the same. 8 is equal to 8. Now, we're going to look at some other things. I have 2 oranges. I have 2 balls. Do I have an equal amount of oranges to balls? Let's look. You can see that they are the same. There's a match for each one. Ooh, I have some buttons down here. Let's look at my buttons. So many things on my desk today. But right here, we've got buttons. Is there an equal amount of buttons? No? How can you tell? One way to tell is to line them up to see if they have a match. So far, each yellow one has a match. I ran out of yellow, but I still have white. That means these whites don't have a match. So they are not equal, not the same. Can you find something in your house and check to see if it is equal? Well, if it's not equal, we need those other 2 words we just learned. More and fewer. There are more white buttons. There are fewer yellow buttons. More is like saying bigger. Doesn't mean that the buttons are actually bigger, but there is a higher number of them. So more is one way to say that there's a greater amount. You can also say greater than. Fewer is the word we use when there is less of something and it's something you can count. So, if we look here, now I have, look at this. Let's put them up here because they're hard to hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 balls. And then I have 1, 2 oranges. Are they equal? No, they're not equal. But there are more balls. There are fewer oranges. When you are doing problems with more and fewer, you can show this with a picture. So I have 5 balls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 2 oranges. 1, 2. I can match to see if they're equal. Ooh, there are more balls, so they are not equal. None of these balls have a match. So there are more balls. There are fewer oranges. Let's think about this. I was looking in my pencil box, and there were 4 crayons. So I had 4 crayons. I was looking some more and I found 2 pencils. Are there an equal amount of crayons and pencils? No. See, I can make matches. And these ones don't have matches. Which one has more? Yes, there are more crayons. Which one has fewer? Yes, there are fewer pencils. Well, I kept looking in my pencil box, and I actually found 2 more pencils. 1, 2. So now I see I do have 4 pencils. Are they equal? Yes, they are. Look around your house. See if you can find something that is equal. See if you can find something else that is not equal, where there is more of one thing and fewer of another. I have one last thing to show you. It's a game. Do you like games? I like games. Okay, this game is called I Have Greater. It's like using more. If you have the greater number, that means you win. You will need some cards that have numbers on them. You can use Uno cards or cards from Face 10 or face cards, any cards you have in your house. If you can't find cards like these that have the numbers written, you can also use those number cards, remember, with the dots, the number dot cards you used last week that you cut out. You can use those. Those would work too. Well, what you do is you take out any cards that aren't numbers. So like if they have words on them. Then you split the deck in half so it is equal. You'll want to count it out and make sure it's equal. You give one deck to your friend or your learning coach, whoever you're playing with, and then you keep one for yourself. I don't have anyone to show you this game with, so we'll just have to pretend that this arm is one person and this arm is another person. Will you pretend with me? Thanks. Okay, now we're going to see who has greater. You leave your cards just down and you flip your cards at the same time. Go 1, 2, 3. Now we need to know who has greater. Not this one. This is a 6. What about this one? It's an 8. 8 is greater than 6. It's more. I have greater. The person who has greater gets to take this card and they win both. Woohoo! You can play again. Who has greater? If you don't know, get a piece of paper and draw it out. Like maybe you're looking at this one and you're like, I can't remember. Well, I know 7 looks like this. So 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 2 is this many. 1, 2. Maybe the picture just lined up like this, you can see. And then you know. If you don't, you can match them. They're not equal. This one is greater. This one has more. 7 is more than 2. So, person with the 7 wins. And they get to put it in their pile. You can just keep going as long as you want to, flipping the wrong one, to see who wins the most cards. And that's how you play I Have Greater. if you want to switch it up, you could play a round of I have fewer. Now we have 6 and 8. And we're playing I have fewer. So I have fewer, 6 says I have fewer! And they take that card. 8 and 8. Who has fewer? Nobody wins. That means you keep the card. You keep going. 6 and 4. I have fewer. 1 and 5. I have fewer. Awesome. So that is how you play this game. I hope you can have a chance to play a few times this week as you practice equal, more, and fewer. I'll see you soon. Bye, kindergarten.